Hi everyone, my name is Bill Bross and I'm a developer here at Veith Consulting, and today's video is going to look at some advanced admin features in the volunteering module. The first thing I'd like to show you is a few of the different configuration options for instructions that we have in here. And you can get to that by going to the configuration menu here, or on the old menu, it's the MMS configuration link. Okay, so from here, we get our normal configuration options, and the volunteer configuration is all the way down here at the bottom on the left. So if we click that, we'll see we don't have a whole lot of options right now, but they're all for verbiage. So the main volunteering page, the volunteering calendar page, the My Volunteering Calendar, the sign up page, and then the confirmation email and the confirmation page all have verbiage on them that you can edit here. To edit any of these, all you have to do is click this box. If you don't have anything entered, it will show up blank. And if you want to see what the default verbiage is, you can click this one right here, and it will let you know that this is the default verbiage for that page right here. To change that, all you have to do is add in anything you want right here. And again, since this is an editor area, you can add in pictures, links, text, anything that you want right here. And that will show up on whatever page that says right here. So this is the main volunteering page for members. These are all member pages that you can edit the instructions on. So that's how you change those right there. And anything that you put in right there will completely overwrite whatever the default verbiage is. And if you choose at any point to go back, you don't want to use whatever custom verbiage you are, you can just delete that and it will go back to using the default verbiage again. All right, so again, that is under the configuration menu. And all the way down here at the bottom under volunteer configuration. Okay, so now that we know how to do that, let's take a look at some of the other admin rights that you have within the volunteer module. So for that, we're going to go back to event management and then go back to volunteer management here. And we get our information up here like we did before. Now let's take a look at some of the individual options for a session here. Now, we'll just go through these one at a time. The first one we have right here is for volunteers. Now, if I click on this one, we get a list here in this table of all the people who have signed up for anything in this event. Now, since I just created this and I'm the only one to sign up, I'm the only person here. But you can see my name is here and then all the opportunities I signed up for and the time slots are right here, as well as some overall actions. On the left side right here, this is how you can edit an individual person's hours just for one of these. So if I click this one right here, I want to say that, instead of 7 hours, they actually only earned 5 hours. And you can see here that's been immediately updated as you go back right here. So again, volunteer coordinators can also do this. Full admins and volunteer coordinators can access this. The only real difference between the two is that volunteer coordinators can only edit the events that they're coordinators for, where full admins can edit any of the events that they want. So that's how to change individual hours for a time slot. Over here we have another edit button. What this one does is it takes us back into the overall registration for sign up. So say, for example, that somebody signed up for something that they weren't supposed to, or that we don't need them for that, and I want to move them from this one, and we'll add them to the ushers right here. Again, full admins and coordinators have this ability. A normal person who registers can edit their own signups, but they cannot remove themselves from sessions. So I can add myself to more sessions after the fact, but I have no way of removing myself from a session. Only a volunteer coordinator can do that. So if they get into a situation where somebody needs to remove themselves, they should contact an admin or the volunteer coordinator who can do this for them. That will just help you keep better track of your volunteers and force them to contact you if they need to cancel. So again, I can complete the sign up here. This looks exactly like it does from the member side. Here's some of that custom text I was telling you about here that you can edit. And then here's a copy of the new confirmation with the new things that we changed on here. And then we can return to the main volunteering page from here. And you'll see since I'm in admin mode, it takes me back to the admin page that I was on before. So now we've looked at these, we can edit the hours by looking at these ones individually. So if I want to edit any individual hours, I just click next to the one I want. Or we can sign them up for new things or remove them from sessions or from opportunities as well. The other option right here is a message button. And all that this does right here, and you can see right here, it just says that it resent the confirmation email. It will just resend the confirmation email. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If I try to click this again, it's going to let me know that I've already resent this one. So you don't have to worry about clicking that multiple times and accidentally sending them a bunch of them. Okay, so that's the different things we can do. Oh, I'm sorry, actually, I meant to show one more thing. One more thing that we can do is, in addition to editing current members here, we can add brand new members. So let's say I want to add somebody that they contacted me and they wanted to be added to this. So let's add a test person here. Begin sign up. And you'll see here, it tells me that I'm in admin mode and I'm entering data for Jake Farr. And again, I just get a blank thing here, and I can just pick the time slots that I want to sign them up for, and then complete the sign up. I get the confirmation screen again, but this time with Jake's information instead of mine. And I can return to the main volunteering page. And you'll see here now Jake has also shown up in here. So as people sign up as volunteers, they will be added to this table here, and you can edit anything about them right here. All right, so that's the different things that we can do with volunteers within sessions. Now let's take a look at some of the individual reports that we can run on a session basis. So we get a couple things here. The first thing that we've got here is a volunteer time slot report. So we can see reported the opportunities and time slots for this volunteer session to see openings that need to be filled. So if I pull this one up right here, this is going to be very similar to another screen that we've seen, but you can see here how many spots remaining we've got, how many spots filled, etc. So as we go through here, and as people register and sign up, you can keep really good tabs on where you still need volunteers at just by looking at, how many spots are filled or how many openings remain. So that'll be a good indicator for you, something you can print off to know what you still need volunteers for in a given session. The other report that we have is a volunteer email report. Full admins of the system are able to send out a broadcast email through the broadcast mailer to individual members who have signed up for one. But for just volunteer coordinators and people who don't have access to that module, they can get a formatted list of emails to use in a mass email. So all I'd have to do is copy this, paste it into my email program as a recipient, and now I can email all the people that I want, or all the people from this volunteer session from my email client. So that's how they would use that one right there. Okay, so let's go back to the main page here. Volunteer sessions again. So the only other thing that we didn't look at here was deleting it, and that does exactly what it says it does, so we don't need to look at that one. But otherwise, those are the reports and the volunteers you can see on a per session event in here. Now, if we go back out to this main one, we've got two different options left. The first one being the volunteer permissions. Now, if I pull this up right here, since I made myself a coordinator of the other event, I'm listed here with permissions. So I have the permission, the node, don't worry about this, is more for a programmer point for us to look at, but you can see the permissions cascade right down here. So I've got permissions to this one right here. Now, because I'm a full admin in the system, my full admin status trumps this permission. So I get whatever the highest permission level that I have is. So that's why I can edit and add anything. But if I just wanted to add a new permission just for somebody, I can click this button right here. I can click the person that I want and continue. And then I can pick what nodes I want them to be able to manage. So I could either say, okay, let them manage all volunteer permissions. So this would be someone that I wanted to give permission to basically manage this for me. They would be able to create new sessions. They can edit any single one that they want. They can add members to any of them. They would essentially be like a full admin within that module. And then the other option, and as you create more sessions, more will show up down here, is to manage only a specific session. So if I only wanted her to manage the fall volunteer kickoffs, we could click that one right there and say permission. And you'll see again, now she's got the same node as I do for this one, and basically the same permissions as the volunteer coordinator would have. They can add people to this event, they can remove people, they can change what's there, and they can run some reports. But other than that, they can't create or delete any new ones like that. And to edit permissions, say I wanted to remove it from someone, you just click the edit pencil right there, uncheck the box for the permission and save it, and then it removes the permissions from that person. So that's exactly how you would award somebody permission to be able to get into this. Okay, so those are the permissions. Finally, let's take a look at the reports here. We've got some different reports we can run. The first thing we have is the individual volunteer hours report. Now this is actually the same report that the members can run themselves. The only difference being that I can pick who I want. So normal members can only see their own information, but as an admin, I can pick the member first. And let's change this to October so we actually get some data here. And then we'll say run report. And you'll say here, this is the exact same report that the members can run. So it looks exactly the same for that. The only difference, again, that I can pick any member that I want and run the same report for. So that's the first one that admins can run. The second one that we've got is the all volunteers hour report. So if we want to see all the volunteers that we've had during a specific time frame and how many total hours they've got, we can run this one. And you'll see here, we've got me and Jake, since I added both of us to that event, and then just the total aggregate hours. It doesn't give us much detail here. This is just strictly if you want to see how many hours somebody has learned or how many hours somebody has earned over the time period. You can also do a CSV export of this, which will just print off, or I'm sorry, just create a spreadsheet for you of the same data right here. So again, this is very Spartan with just this information, but when you get more volunteers, you can really see how many people have signed up and how many total hours they've earned over the time period. All right, so that's that report. And then finally, the last one that we have down here is the All Volunteers Detail Report. So this report, it does a similar thing to the All Volunteer Hours report, but it gives you much more detail in terms of the events and the volunteer sessions that they signed up for. So let's change this to the future. You also get two options here. We can run this as a PDF or a CSV, so we'll run both here. So here's the PDF one. So we only have the one here. Here's the date, here's the coordinator, and then here's the people who have signed up right here. So I signed up and Jake signed up, and here's how many hours that we earned for this one session. If I signed up for a different session or there were more down here, those would show up down there, and my name would show up again in this one with the hours I earned for that one there. So this only aggregates per session, but it goes through each one of them for the date range that you've got. And then if I run this as a CSV, we get the same information, but in CSV format. So we know what the event name is, we know what the volunteering name is, we know what the event date, the event coordinator, and then the member name and the number of hours that they earned for it. And so again, this will cascade for any events that take place and anybody who earned hours during the time period that you specified. Okay, now those are the main functions you can do within here. One more thing that you can do from the event management area and from the calendar admin, if you have the volunteering module turned on, you'll see we get a new icon here at the bottom for volunteers. If I click that, that will take me directly to the volunteering session where I can start to edit it if I wanted to. And that's only if this one exists. If I click on one for an event where a volunteer session does not currently exist, it will take me into the setup so I can start creating a new one based off of that one. So there's two ways to enter them. You can either just create a brand new one or you can edit it or you can create it from a calendar event like this. All right, that's everything with the advanced functions. Thank you very much. Bye.